Every day, people are dying in the Mediterranean Sea, trying to cross over to Europe with the hope to have a better life, a better future. And oftentimes in the West, we are looking at numbers. We look at numbers, datas, and trying to use these numbers and datas in the media and terrify the people about the numbers of migrants, refugees who are coming our ways. However, we have forgotten that these are not numbers, these are people. These are people with hope, with dreams. And believe me, nobody, no human being on this earth just decides to leave his own place, her own place, and come and travel to other place in this kind of circumstances, on a boat, on the ships that are devastated. No one even likes to risk that, but somehow these friends of ours, they risk their lives. They risk their lives not only for themselves, they risk their lives for their loved ones. They risk their lives for a better future. If you and I were in that situation, I think we would probably do the same. Leave our place where there is war and environmental disasters and a lot of problems that leads us to go away, find for a better future. And yet, as a Christian, I think it's my duty, regardless what regulations and laws and people say or think or make decisions. I think as a Christian, it's my duty to stand with these refugees, to stand with these people who risk their lives for a better future. And this issue of refugee is not actually a European issue. It's supposed to be an international issue. There are numbers of countries that are, according to the United Nations Development Report, belonging to the very high developed nations. And it is the duty of the international community to come together, not only lip service and talk, come and say, okay, we want to take these refugees, whether they are, coming from Mediterranean Sea, but we can take them in other parts of the world, in other countries, in Asia. There are a lot of countries that are highly developed, in Europe. So we come together and say, okay, we want to welcome these refugees and help them. And don't forget that oftentimes the troubles that are caused in the countries where people are deciding to live, oftentimes the root of these problems are even going to the past with the Western intervention in the national politics of these countries, the urge for control of natural resources, unfair working conditions from multinationals, and so on and so on, environmental disasters. So what can people do? Risk their life in such dehumanized conditions. And then when we are trying to tightly, protect our borders, and then even to negotiate with other countries, negotiate with other nations, so that keep these refugees far away from our mainland Europe, For me, I'm sorry that that's just like a corruption, just like a bribery. You are bribing, you are giving money just for your own sake to keep people far away. Instead of that, maybe it's better to invest in the countries where the refugees are coming, to make the life conditions better without any kind of superiority, conditions, without any kind of, colonial mentality. Just try to create a safer place, and also stay away from the raw materials, and stay away from the, you know, national resources of these countries for our own benefit, making money on the shoulders of the poor and oppressed. So these are fundamental things that we have to do. And I think also when it comes to faith, and in my part, my faith, my Christianity, I think a Christianity that closes its eyes and heart for refugees, for migrants, and for those who are suffering is a Christianity that has been corrupted, a Christianity that is corrupted with mammon, with power, with being closer to the empire Christianity, Christianity of the that oppresses. And it should repent from that, and it should come back to its source, the source of mankind, loving mankind, humankind, loving humanity, taking care of the others. So more than ever we need prayer, more than ever we need action, more than ever we need to speak out. So I stand with refugees, I stand with hundreds and thousands of people who have lost their loved ones, and they are mourning. Some of them, they are now in the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea. Kyrie eleison. May God have mercy to this world that is fallen of its humanity. May God help us.